absolutely beautiful, beautiful Sunday, June 22nd. I can't even believe it. Now, I was looking for a green screen. Oh, I haven't watched the Andrew Tate interview in reference to the alleged allegations. Hello, Trevor's Infinite Horizons. Now, at 6 o'clock, we talk. I have to call my uncle at 8 o'clock sharp. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I went out today, Trev. It's so hot. I found myself inside because I wanted to follow up on the Netflix series I watched about Bob Ford, or is it Doug Ford? It was one of the Ford brothers in 2013, and he was caught on video smoking, you know, it's hard to keep yourself, you don't want to crack people up so much that everything's funny. But you know what I find ironic about that story and how they demonized that man, and that mayor of Toronto wouldn't give up, and now his brother is our premier. I love him. I don't care if he had an addiction issue, just because so was I. You have to watch Trevor's video where Lasha moans. Oh my gosh, I can show it to you on my TV. Wait. And then we can talk about Andrew Tate later, but Doug Ford, you know what? He passed away, and he was demonized, and he was a good guy, and he really did care about, us. And back in 2013, may I remind everybody that the opioid crisis started because of the pharmacies, the companies that make these medications. How do you think the cartel knows what SGURD they're supposed to bring in to ports? You know why? Because they keep track. If doctors are cutting people off of opioids, that's why people are passing from fentanyl. Because that's the way it is. It's physiological. Hi, Ham. Hi. I would love it if you would do that. Thank you, Trevor. I'm going to keep talking. So, even though this Canadian mayor was caught on film smoking KCARC, I'm not very good at spelling backwards. He passed away of a heart attack. His brother is now the premier and said that if Trump didn't cut the nonsense of the tariffs, hi Rohit, youngster, that he would shut down Buffalo's lights. And guess what, Trevor? He didn't do it because it put the Americans in a predicament. And right now, 50% of people that voted for Trump are very disappointed because why does he want to go to war? Why? That's why I'm reading Surviving Auschwitz. And Random Citizen, thank you so much. You actually remembered these books that I went to the library to get. Get the F over it. Trevor, could you take care of that? So at any rate, why does anybody want to go to war? And look at what's going on in Ukraine, the deaths. Look at Gaza. How many people have to lose their lives before people consider things a genocide? Do you think that they're bombing the parliament building in Gaza? No, it's schools, it's children, it's mothers. What the F is that, David? You get over it. What are you doing to try to change anything? Well, yeah, Rainy Girl, absolutely. Queers anywhere. Who cares? We all are human beings. We all bleed the same. We all need the same things. And we all think we have problems. Jaden, of course I remember you. I remember everybody. Thank you for coming back. Abby PT. You know, just really think about it. You know, Trevor, I am not Trevor. Can we make a deal? I don't want to imitate why I started the channel anymore about the injustice of the surgeon. Trevor is the manager and the moderator, and he's the boss, because this man is going to be president one day. You think I'm joking? I called it with Cheer Denise. I knew her channel would explode. I called it with Ginny, the singer. She's phenomenal. Hi, Preston. Well, if you don't care, then don't be here. Or you don't care? I get concerned. I'm always afraid that I'm hurting somebody. Hi, Crystal. My whole point is, why do people have to hurt each other? What is the correct number when it's considered genocide? Murder is wrong. You know, in Canada, there's no thing as self-defense. Because you don't really have to kill somebody to defend yourself, but then I better keep my big fat mouth shut because I've never been through that. The reason I'm reading Auschwitz and the reason I wanted to talk about Ford is because it was Ronald Reagan who started Iran-Contra and Oliver North and Barry White? They were bringing in you know what over from Nicaragua and selling it to people. What government does that? Trevor, you need to fix that when you become president. And that's what I wanted to say. Doug Ford should not have been demonized for having an addiction. He also had a weight problem, so he obviously had childhood trauma, and he was carrying his shame and his guilt on the outside, and maybe he wanted to go in private to escape. Just because somebody has an addiction, it does not mean they are unable to function. You know, and the media demonized him in Canada. Jaden, I'm so glad you're back. Crystal, thank you. Preston, I'm sorry if I made you mad. Or Rainy. David, I want you to enjoy your life. You're not an insufferable twat. I'm an insufferable what? I'm not. You have no idea why this channel exists. So before you say something so mean, where you're spreading negative energy to other people, why even do that? It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. Can't people just be kind to each other? Can't people agree that war is wrong? And there's more of us than oligarchs. And when I'm talking about oligarchs, I'm talking about the elites that run this world. And enough is enough. And if people don't do it, I started this channel to try to change the legislation in Canada for a reason. But Trevor is going to put together a video as to why in a humorous way, because it's really depressing. And I got through it. But I'm not a victim or a survivor, and that's what I'm trying to say. People who go through like what Bob Ford went through, being demonized because he had an addiction. A doctor lost his license because of an addiction, but a doctor got away with this because I smoke marijuana. I didn't start smoking it till he decided to drill 2 holes in my knee. So what I'm saying is, if you're a victim, it's because something was done to you that you had no control of. If it's a two-way street, you can't blame other people for your problems. Even you calling me an insufferable twat, why? You're just spreading more negativity in the world, and it says more about you than me. I'm just here to say, can't people make peace? Can't people see through what the government did with that epidemic in like the late 90s? And then the Purdue Pharma got away with Oxycontin. Like, is everybody asleep? Or maybe, I don't know, I'm crazy and I just had too much time to think. And usually this is a pretty funny channel. But I wasn't feeling funny today. I watched that, and then I thought of all of the people that have passed that we forget about so quickly because the 24-hour news doesn't stop. So sometimes I think I want to call this channel, Trevor, our channel, the community justice warriors, or warriors of justice, something. Preston, you don't care. Thank you for coming by anyways. Thank you for the 3 people who liked my little quick live. And Trevor, let's talk after 6 because look at it out there. It's too beautiful for me to stay inside right now. But I just wanted to say that. So thank you for everybody who joined to listen. And I'm saying also that all this negativity, we can stop it. Like, why do we need to talk about Meghan Markle anymore? We know who she is. She belongs in a psychiatric unit to get help. That's where Meghan Markle belongs. And it's a tragedy. What happened to Bob Ford was a tragedy. I'm glad his brother is still here. And we don't hear a lot about our new prime minister anymore, but I guess he's settling in. But go on to YouTube and look at the ad that he put in for Canadians to earn $1,000 in their homes by investing $300. You know, I think banks pay Visa late so they make more money. Be careful of credit cards, debit cards, your identity, everything. And if we all did the right thing, there wouldn't be wars. But people get too stuck in their own heads, being insufferable twats, needing power. Power in the wrong hands. History teaches us nothing. That's why I'm reading that book. So I'm trying to unwrap the past to figure out why we can't change history or even family patterns. And I tried to unwrap it in a little time because I know people don't usually watch really long commentaries. So that is a wrap. If I have anything to unravel, I'll let you know. And I will be reading Surviving Auschwitz again tomorrow, okay? And for those of you that are listening to that story, it's very important to understand because I'm not a victim of anything. None of us are. We're not. It's the life, as my Baba would say, and she survived World War II, you know? Which gives me a little more empathy of what I went through with my family when I went on my rant today. Trevor, that video you made of the moan, I saw it at 11 last night. I was up for an hour because I was laughing and laughing. Okay? Thank you for dropping by. Bye. And yeah, I just think we need to remember people from the past, write people that are important to us down in a book. Because one day when we all face our judgment, what are you going to say? What am I going to say? Okay, bye everybody.